Mind. I'm Sana Kadar. Today, producer James Bullen takes a look at the world of social engineering, the psychology principles it builds upon, and what personality traits might make someone more vulnerable to being engineered.
Chris Hadnagy always had a knack for influencing people.
When I was younger, I didn't know what it was, but I always found myself in these crazy circumstances. Like one of the big things, getting jobs that I had no right getting. I remember becoming a chef by literally walking into a restaurant that had a help wanted sign for a chef out. And I became an assistant chef by walking up to the guy and saying, "Let me cook you something." And he's like, "Well, what credentials do you have?" I'm like, "You don't need credentials when you can cook good." And he kind of laughed and he says, "Go ahead." I cooked him a dish and he hired me.
Simple, right? But then Chris had to actually cook. He had a trick up his sleeve though, something that's come in handy quite a few times since.
And I remember the first time he said to me, "Hey, I want you to julienne these carrots." I was sweating bullets because I had no clue what julienne meant. So I said, "Hey, listen, Bob, everybody juliennes things different. I want to make sure I get it to your perfection. Just show me one and then I'll do it your way. I'll mimic you." And he showed me. And I did that every time he mentioned something that I didn't know. I would say, "Hey, Bob, just show me how to do this your way." And that's the way I learned how to become a chef. So later on in life, when I started doing this, I looked back at all those experiences and realized, yeah, I kind of always been a social engineer, but just didn't know what I was doing. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand the science and psychology behind it until much later in my life.
After a series of odd jobs, Chris's knack for computing landed him in the world of hackers and a burgeoning industry of testing both the digital and physical security of companies. The way it worked was the security employed by a business would hire Chris to try and break into their building or talk his way past security in order to see what holes they had and how they could patch them up.
It felt very